Welcome, respected sadhakas, salutations, gratitudes, congratulations, wishes, and prayers. Loka Sevaka, Dharma Sthavaka, Viragi, Bhakta Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota Sadhaka, Prerita, Prayatnashila, Shanta Yukta. 12 Vyaktitvas. Try to do the vikas of them. Always available are 6 sources: the Jagannatha, the Ishvara, the Brahma Tattva, the Devata Gana, the Guru Gana, the Shastra Gana. What a beautiful game and play it will be if we are very clear in these understandings and really abide by it. World and life will be of different enchanting entertainment all together, along with steady, beautiful evolution and joy of evolution. May we all be guided towards that by all these efforts and tapasyas which we are doing at our capacity level. Welcome to the study of Shwethashwathara Upanishad, first Adhyaya, Sambandha Bhashyam. Bhagwan Adi Shankara, with the help of Shruti Smruti and beautiful Puranas, trying to fill our hearts with required information, pondering over which we have to get the understanding and conviction as to what further life has to be lived and how the life has to be lived. A very wonderful thing. It's only our cautious, careful application. If we can do it, then we can really see the beauty in these guidances. Let us study it. Let us do our sankalpa, prarthana, mangalacharana shlokas. Before all that, one or two thoughts which are so regularly discussed, familiar only to us today, is we have to just once in a while pause and see what are our enemies, who are our enemies in our Adhyatmika Jivana, in our Jivana in general, Adhyatmika Jivana in particular. If we find the outer things, beings, etc., are the enemies, then our thinking is not wrong or complete. None of the outer beings can be enemies, even if they are harming us in a big way, in any aspect. है ना? They all have come with their ambitions as our prarabdha, as ordained by Samishti, as desired by the God. Nobody as a human beings in the world outside are enemies. Our attitude should be. They may think us as enemies, like Yudhishthira. Duryodhana always thinks Yudhishthira as enemy for none of the reasons. Bewakoof. But Yudhishthira never thought Duryodhana to be enemy. He's the only one who used to call Duryodhana as Suyodhana. Suyodhana. He's got Ajata Shatru. Yudhishthira is called. He will not have anybody as enemy. Such a beautiful thought. You know? Look into your heart, who are outer people, whom we consider as enemies. Just cut that thought there and there itself. Then now come to little inner thinking. Then who must be our enemies then? Nothing but our own inner personality. Inner Sukshma Sharira is our enemy. We have to recognize it. When you recognize the enemies, there should be no hurry. There will be slowly, steadily, we have to eliminate. Okay? And even in the outer world also, people should not be the enemies. Biggest, a great game changing political or thought. As long as people are enemies to us, even in the business or in politics, we have faltered. For us, the people's policies and natures should be enemies. That also, if your policy and your idea is perfect, like I want to make my country corruption free, this is the policy. Therefore, corruption is the enemy. Therefore, attack the corruption, not the corrupt. If your drushti is on the corruption, not the corrupt, that corrupt fellow cannot corrupt you. Now, what happened in the election? You have attacked corrupt people. That is how they rebounded. All of them dusht together ho gaye. Then you have to face this. You should not attack the people. You should attack the policy. Person's name should never come onto mouth. Especially when the people have become matured, the Janata of the India, hint that they will understand. Bring the scams into picture, not the scammers. What was done was people were attacked. Then the other general Janta were, you know, fond of those people for their charisma and variety of things. Therefore, your policies are great, but you projected people. So the policies people have not received. So they voted for the people. Your people are lost. Like your son is having some negative quality. Don't attack the son. Attack the negative qualities in him. You be a friend to your son. Together eliminate the negative. Generally, what do? We attack the people. That's why they become inimical. Ego is instigated. You are so lazy fellow, I'll just beat you. ऐसा कहेंगे तो बेटे को वैसा दुख हो जाए. बेटा, your laziness is your enemy. Let us fight together. अब ऐसा करो तो मजा आए. Anyway, it is outer thing. Inside also. Outside, no enemy for a spiritual seeker. Inside only, these are the 5, 6 things we have to be careful about. There's no way. As now just now said, our first enemy is our own laziness. Shuddha tamo guna. Hmm. At one point of the time, let us say at the time of class, we feel like that is the obstruction. But at the other point of the time, we become friendly to them only, our own laziness. Therefore, it acts as an enemy, posing as a friend. We have to recognize these inner things. Just like in politics. इलेक्शन होने तक एक तरह का, होने के बाद अब देखो इन सच ए फियर बिकॉज एब्सोल्यूट मेजॉरिटी नहीं आया तो कोई भी छोड़कर वो दूसरे वेरी अग्रेसिवली दे कैन डू. दे आर एक्सपर्ट्स इन झूठ बोलना, एक्सपर्ट इन घोटाला, expert in mesmerizing people, expert in blackmailing Hindu Indians with emotions. Terrible people the opposition are, you know, posing to be good and all. People, Indians should know the intention of the people. We miss that one. If you miss the intention, you will all take always wrong decisions only. I'm talking about politics. Kali hua na counting. Intention. Mm. So, first of our enemy is laziness, and all are his children only. Because of that deep laziness, then comes the lethargy aspect. Laziness is a total tamoguna, permeating, percolating every cell of our personality. How much जितना है उसके हिसाब से lethargy हो जाता है. Lethargy is bodily movements are reduced. for no reason. At any age, there is optimum ability of the body to move. Not having that is called as lethargy. It may be counted as सुबह नींद खुलते ही उठकर काम करना नहीं होता, दैट इज लेथार्जी. भोजन होते ही तुरंत ले उठकर हाथ धोकर नेक्स्ट वर्क में चले जाना, वो नहीं होना. और 2 मिनट वहां बैठना, है ना, टीवी के सामने बैठकर हो गया जो प्रोग्राम देखना है, अब बंद करो, उठो, गो टू द अदर प्रोग्राम, नहीं करना. दैट्स कॉल्ड एज लेथार्जी. देन बिकॉज ऑफ दीज थिंग्स इन आवर लाइफ व्हाट कम इज कि केयरलेसनेस आ जाता है, नेग्लिजेंस आ जाता है, लीनियंस आ जाता है. दीज आर द थ्री थिंग्स. वी आर केयरलेस अबाउट entire life. We are negligent about our goal and very lenient we are to involve in those things which are not required. We ourselves. Nobody is there for a spiritual seeker. You are all alone. Our own mind. Once these things come, the carelessness, the lenience, as we start entertaining these things, are caught up as a victim to them. We are victimized by them. This leads to the next step of forgetfulness. Biggest enemy, inner enemy. When we are careless, negligent, and lenient, we forget for which we have come. In general, as a human being, we forget the great guidance, blessings given to us by the God, opportunities given by the God. We become forgetful about them. याद भी नहीं होता. Like, do we remember after the class, throughout the day? How deeply, how intensely remember our goal, our sadhana? ये देखो, these are the inner enemies. Then it leads to our inadvertence. Pramada कहते हैं. Pramada is what? Again and again doing those things which take us away from Bhagavan. Doing only those things which strengthen our upadhi tadat. Doing only those things by which we become slave to the world. And doing only those things because of which we deserve punishments at various levels. These are our inner enemies. We have to be very alert about them, guarding ourselves from them. The laziness aspect, the lethargy aspect, the forgetfulness, the negligence, the lenience, you know, all these things lead to our inadvertence. We are careless about our life. Generally, main thing is we are careless. Bas. When we were pondering over Sri Rama's, all these sargas, it was such a lesson hitting the heart if we allow it. How much he was conscious, careful about every aspect that happens in everybody's life in general when it is left to itself. And the danger and the pramada that is there in them. He has studied it so beautifully well. Like, any person who is conscious of the health, every drop of water or even a little of food going inside is conscious of it. इसमें है क्या? प्रोटीन, विटामिन, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स. क्या ये एनर्जी देगा या ये एनर्जी लेगा? He is very conscious about it. Will it cause good digestion or it will cause indigestion? Like that, he is aware of everything. which vegetable to eat, which fruit to eat, which flour to eat, which grains to eat or not. He's very careful. What is suitable to my body, what is not suitable. How much ever tempting it is. Taste it maybe. He says, no, I will not. There are very few such great genius who are careful about bhojanam. In the same way, Sri Ramji was so alert. Finally came to such a wonderful conclusions ki, bas tell me the upaya to come out of all these problems. Otherwise, वो तो अनशन का हड़ताल कर रहे हैं अभी. न भुंक्षे न पिबामि न क्रीडामि न कर्माणि करोमि. Then giving up all that, I will give up this body also. Body which is the cause of all anarthas. I am just going to give it up. No, all that राम जी का जो है ना ट्यून टू रामास योग वासिष्ठ प्लीज फॉर वैराग्य complete message guidance is there in it. Perfect. So we are only see pramado mrityurityaha bhagwan brahmanas na pramadad anarthosti mumukshor aparadishu. Once we become inadvertent, pramada yukta, doing those things which are detrimental for our sadhana and become habitual in it and justify it from all our heart totally, the sadhakatva is selected and deleted. We have no other option to be aware of these things. These are our inner enemies. Put together all of them come under the category of तमोगुण. ये सारे जो बातें वे हैं ये तमोगुण के लक्षण हैं. The laziness, the lethargy, the carelessness, the negligence, the lenience, the forgetfulness, then the inadvertence. Our problem is what? There is a worry in us that spiritual sadhana is not happening, which is a healthy thing. Worry won't help, no? That worry should be converted into thinking. That should take us to the understanding of what mistakes that are happening. We have to rectify ourselves from there. Then the solution comes. Like Rama was not stopped at worrying level. He sought the solution. It's all worry only. The Rama Vishada Yoga, that entire Vairagya Prakaranam is. Like we have Arjuna Vishada Yoga of Gita. But both of them converted that Vishada into yoga by seeking the solutions. And solutions always are two. One from the outside, second from the inside. Outside help we have to take again, but to find the solutions from inside only, not outside. The same what we saw the seven things now. Uska antidote only we have to do. There's no way. There's no other shortcut method. This is the only shortcut. है कि नहीं? So positively देखा जाए, who then what are our enemies? Who can help us in countering all these? What are our friends who are helping us to counter these enemies? Who are our friends? So in the friends, the things are our own information. Gather information first and foremost. That is done through Shravana and Shastra Adhyayana. That information should lead to our intellection. इंटेलेक्ट थोड़ा शार्प होकर देख पाना, समझ पाना. That should become our conviction. And that should lead to our inspiration. So living the life of inspiration, living the life of intellection, living the life of conviction. We are not living our intellections. We are intellectual. We have द इंफॉर्मेशन ऑल्सो इंटेलेक्चुअल ना, अभी तो ऐसे बुद्धू नहीं है लाइक अर्लियर जमाने की तरह, बट द अर्लियर थिंग्स ऑफ carelessness, laziness are hiding our intellection. Left to ourselves, we are genius. दिमाग जबरदस्त है. जस्ट फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कितने लोग हमारे कारण उद्धारित हो गए. होल वर्ल्ड इज इम्प्रूविंग बिकॉज ऑफ अस. ओनली वन फेलो इज लेफ्ट एंड आवर सेल्स. अदरवाइज क्या दिमाग है हमारा. बट एंड इट कम्स टू आवर ओन स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ, आवर ओन इंटेलेक्ट वी इंसल्ट. You know, like in the India में क्या हुआ? People were suppressed. They were not given freedom. Only one person as a leader. Everywhere it is happening. Though your policies are good, you are good, but not sufficient. Encouragement नहीं हुआ क्रॉस रूट लेवल में. एमएलए एमपी को बुलाओ, फोन करो, जितना चाहिए था उतना नहीं हुआ. He was a great leader leading himself. Leader should lead others. He could not lead except those 5, 6. हाँ, जनता clapped for his good work. But who are there who are next to you? Where are the encouragements done to them from last 10 years? Same those 7, 8 people only are there. And जिनको उनको stand कराया, जो गुलाम की तरह सर झुकाएंगे. Then वो लोग not liked by the people, so they didn't vote. What happened in Ayodhya and all? The cadre of people were not valued. Well, was in inadvertence regarding people are loving me, they will vote me. But people also look at the people who are there, कौन लीड करे. ऑल एक चीज भी नहीं छोड़ सकते आप पॉलिटिक्स में. लाइट नहीं ले सकते. मैंने उत्तर प्रदेश हमारे कब्जे में है. सी दैट केयरलेसनेस. इतना थप्पड़ मार दिया उसने. 33 सीट्स वही फर्क हो गया. बड़ा सा झटका है वो तो. ऐसी झटका है तो these are the things, small but consequence is great. उसका ग्रेट मतलब बड़ा होता है. नो व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग इज वेरी सिली नॉनसेंस आउटसाइड. एक्चुअली स्पिरिचुअलिटी के दृष्टि से तो ये व्यष्टि समष्टि प्रारब्ध काम करता है. बस थोड़ा पुरुषार्थ होता है, बट मोस्ट इज प्रारब्ध. when samashti needs or some great work to be done, it projects some fellow and उसको इंस्ट्रूमेंट करके यूज करता है. उसके साथ काम हो गया, उसको धक्का देता है. The flow of the time or samashti or world has no importance for any individual. It can be even avatar. हो गया तुम्हारा काम, निकल यहाँ से. कोई नहीं है इम्पोर्टेंट इस वर्ल्ड. वो तो बड़ा आंसर है. Nobody can be great for all the time. Nobody is great first of all. Everybody is a humble servant. This the other fellows understood. So all of them became humble with the people. Even yesterday after getting good mandate, they didn't express arrogance. Mature हो गए. और इसी से सीखा उस लोगों ने. Very interesting thing. So let us respect our intellect. Let us convert that intellection into inspiration. Let us live our inspiration. Let us live our knowledge. These are our friends. When, what time? 5 मिनट पर डे चलेगा, 2 मिनट पर डे चलेगा. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ना, हर पल. Spirituality being then action on our own antakarana. Antakarana being functional every moment. Every moment is as devilish and as divine as we make it. As sacred, as destroying as we make it. पल पल मिलकर ही मिनट बनता है. We can never destroy a minute or an hour without destroying the second. Just like We can never make use of a minute or hour without making use of the seconds or the moments. Yoga Shastra is given क्षण तत्क्रम संयमात विवेकजम ज्ञानम. सो उसके बाद तो फिर हमको डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए. Some moments of the day, by incidents or incident, we are good. That won't work. What about the other moments of the day? The tapasya, the struggle is that all moments of the day we have to be careful not to allow the enemies, and make use of the friendly gunas of us. That struggle, that tapasya is spiritual sadhana. All the time I have to have information ready. All that information should be sent into the intellection. That intellection should always give that conviction. That conviction immediately should get converted into inspiration. The inspiration should push us into the required action at that time. Every moment, whether we are with 1,000 people doing the outer work, whether we are with all alone doing our own personal spiritual growth or sadhanas. This is how we have to mold our personality too. Again, that depends on only two things. What company we are giving to ourselves from the outside world in the form of people and the books, saints and sages and the Shastra. What company we are giving to ourselves inside, our own continuous thoughts. We have to become aware to that level कि इस मूवमेंट में कौन सा थॉट आ रहा है, कौन सा होना चाहिए. एवरी मोमेंट यस तमोगुण थॉट आ रहा है, एलिमिनेट इट. सत्वगुण थॉट चाहिए. रजोगुण thought is coming, eliminate. Sattva thought चाहिए. As we 1,000 times listen, bricks by bricks the world building is made, drop by drop the ocean is made. So too, consciously, thought by thought, the spiritual building is made. Thought by thought. Fully we are engrossed in, we have to be engrossed in it. What is happening in our life is, as we saw yesterday's introduction also, on the name of entertainment or other obligations or some desire fulfillment, we are involving in so many things and beings and activities, not knowing that they all have effect on our thought pattern, making the thoughts again worldly, non-spiritual. A spiritual seeker cannot take any moment of life for granted. प्रमाद तो चांस ही नहीं है बस. To that maturity when we grow, then only real spirituality happens in us. Then only there is a joy. Else what? मैं तो सीकर हूँ लेकिन कुछ नहीं हो रहा करके फ्रस्ट्रेट होते हैं. भैया तुम सीकर हो और कुछ नहीं हो रहा के बीच में और एक होता है ना, कुछ भी करना पड़ता है, कर ही नहीं रहे हो तुम. Isn't it? Yesterday, I was observing, this fellow who is lost in Andhra Pradesh. His words of, what works he has done, he was enlisting some 15-20 चीजें. इतना किया मैंने लोगों को, फिर भी मेरे ऊपर दया क्यों नहीं आया? He was crying only. मेरे ऊपर प्रेम क्यों नहीं आया? He was crying. So he was half genuine, but the other half is what? He has done all that for the power, not really for the people. Naturally, people took the benefit. They gave chance to other fellow. चलो तुम भी हमको दे दो. It's very sublime, subtle things. Here also the whole list of what is done by NDA in last 5 years is a mammoth thing, colossal thing. That's why they are still in power, luckily. In spite of that, see the mandate. That means what? Only one thing, much more you have to do. In the world outside, much more we have to do should be the only slogan. That's it. The other thought that I must be given importance, valued, respected, होना ही नहीं चाहिए. दिस वेरी सीक्रेट. महायोगियों को भी बात नहीं समझ में नहीं आता. Not an easy thing. And yet you can't expect anything. Again, you have to understand other permutation combination of the individual and total prarabdha and their total mentality also at present moment. ये सारा बहुत, just like the outer politics, inner mental politics also the same. So we have to be conscious about every moment. There is no way I will conquer every moment of mine. In that moment, the thought as well as action, all should be towards the Paramatma, geared towards. In the heat of doing so, in the aggression of doing so, in the attentive application of doing so, all these enemies of laziness, lethargy, indolence, forgetfulness, carelessness, lenience, एक एक दफा हो जाए. Not doing this is giving permission to them. Like, not doing prachara aggressively of all the things which you are doing is a chance given for the others to point out the shortcomings. See the Mahamaya, na, the other opposition वाले, इन्होंने जो 1000 काम अच्छे किए, how about that even one thing they are not appreciating? But the जनता is not understanding it. बेवकूफ है वो. लास्ट एक अच्छे काम को भी उन्होंने अप्रिशिएट किया क्या? इंक्लूडिंग राम मंदिर. What an insult to India, Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, that none of them visited Ram temple. But the Janta Bewakuf, very, why I am talking the outer politics is, the news is fresh, same is inside our mind. You can't say enemy is attacking me. If you are strong, they won't. That's a strategy. Make your border stronger. China, Pakistan, they will hesitate to attack. You are not making it stronger, you are inviting them only. Like not eating good food, no immunity, inviting disease, inviting weaknesses. In the same way, हर पल कोई दूसरा अल्टरनेटिव नहीं है. Every moment, thought, action. I have to command. Why can't it happen? That is aggressiveness. Just remember, all avatars are great Mahatmas or Gurus. They have commanded every moment. In that moment, the thought was perfect regarding what to do, and doing was perfect according to thought. In that flow, these enemies get eliminated. May not be immediately, but definitely in short span of time. तो हमारे अंदर के चोर को पहचानो बाबा, अंदर के दोस्त को पहचानो. तो encourage the दोस्त and eliminate the चोर or शत्रु. Our own शुद्ध सत्व गुण is the मित्र, तमो गुण is the शत्रु. रजोगुण है ना, दोनों में किसी को भी हेल्प करेगा वो. The rajogunas, extrovertedness, bhoga, saktis, and all of that we have anyway discussed. Let us just what to do. There's no way. And another thing, that intense prayer to परमात्मा भी बढ़ाते जाना चाहिए. ये सब जो हम कह रहे हैं, it is at our पुरुषार्थ level. But in fact, what has power to influence all this is ईश्वर कृपा only. राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई. बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई. विवेक एंड सत्संग, राम कृपा बिनु न सोई सुलभ. इसलिए ईश्वरानुग्रहात every moment ईश्वर again स्मरण. Protect me. Give me sattva guna. Give me friends, not enemies. Give me intelligence to use the friends, keep away the enemy. मदद करने को फ्रेंड्स जिंदगी भर रहेंगे. वी शुड नो द आर्ट ऑफ मेकिंग यूज ऑफ देम. नाश करने के लिए शत्रु हमेशा कट साथ में रहेंगे. वी शुड ऑलवेज कीप देम अप. For this, we have to be ready. We have to tighten our belts and roll up our sleeves. Ready? This is called spirituality का ordinary जिंदगी ही एक challenge है बाबा. What to talk about आध्यात्मिकता? It is more terrible challenge, more tougher, difficult task. But that is the way. Ups and downs हिसाब चलता ही रहता है. Just focus on the goal, focus on the path, focus on the process. होता रहेगा. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. येरिमे गुरुविः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्यातः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. सुकृते धिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे. समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्पराणां ज्ञानभक्तियोगादिप्रक्रियाणां पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिविश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगति एकता शान्तिपुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्यक्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यादिशक्तिसम्पदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्तिबाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्रीकृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहं. प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः. ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. अथ संबंध भाष्यम. Okay. Yesterday we have seen what a powerful quotations. ज्ञानस्वरूपो भगवान् यतोऽसौ अशेषमूर्तिर्न तु वस्तुभूतः. The Paramatma is pure Jnapti Sarupa, very sublime consciousness itself. Jnana Swarupaha Bhagavan Yatah Asau. Ashesha Murti, who is there in the entire Murtiman Jagat. Natu Vastu Bhutaha. That pure consciousness Paramatma has not become tangible Vastu or Vastu perceiving Upadis. Again, in this world, we have the Upadis, we have the world to see. every one of them in their own ultimate causal level or Jnapti Swarupa Paramatma only. In our inadvertence and Ajnana only, they are seen as grass, made as grass, and lived in grass. So, देखा गया, बनाया गया, अब जी रहे हैं. Therefore, he says, Tato hi natu vastu bhuta means pure Paramatma, consciousness alone. He never became vastu. That is why the boldest sentence now it is said. What is it? Tato hi shaila abdi dharadi bhedan janihi vijnana vijrumbitani. The shaila, the shilas, the mountains, how solid the rocks are, the rock solid they are. So too the abdi, the ocean, how conspicuous, clear. Dhara, the entire Mumandala, all these things so solidly they are seen, yet Janihi. Please come to know them to be Vijnana Vijrumbhitani. They are nothing but the grossification of pure Jnapti Swarupa Paramatma. Just like the science says, everything is energy. Solid thing कोई है नहीं है, सब energy gaseous. पहुंच गए ना वो लोग. So that can help us in accepting what is said here. You may see the ocean, you may see the mountain, you may see the entire पृथ्वी, but ये सारा क्या है? विज्ञान विजृंभितानि. Nothing but pure consciousness in that form. That's why in Hinduism, two things are told to be done. One is consider all of them as Bhagwan. Second, discover that Bhagwan to be your own Atma inside, beyond the Upadis, behind the Upadis. सब भगवान है, फिर वो भगवान कौन है? मेरे भीतर रहने वाला शुद्ध आत्म वस्तु. And that आत्म वस्तु is neither any of these koshas. Anna prana mano vijnanananda means stula sukshma karana atireta, atitaha vyatiriktaha. That is the state of experience we have to evolve to. Spirituality means gross to subtle, subtle to subtler than the subtlest, bypassing the causal. That's what we studied in Katha and Upanishad Gita's third chapter. Yached Vag Manasi. Merge the world in the Vani. Vani in the mind. Tadyached Jnana Atmani. Merge the mind in the ego, intellect. And Jnana Atmani Mahati. Merge the individual intellect in the total intellect. Tadyached Shanti Atmani. Merge that, the total intellect in the Shuddha Atma Vastu. That's what meditation. Meditation is going from the gross to the subtle, bypassing the causal into the subtlemost. The causal is Nidra, Avyakta Avastha. Avyakta Avastha is not our goal. We have to bypass it. From the subtle, direct. Like Parikshit ji never said, चलो मैं सारा विड्रा कर लिया, मैं नींद में जाऊंगा, अव्यक्त में. No, no, no. I will enter into the Brahmanubhuti. That is our sadhana. In the gross, nothing but every moment modifications. Therefore, every moment uncertainties are there, which can never give us happiness. सबसे बढ़िया चीज भी ज्यादा समय रहे तो हमको दुख होता है. वो रहता ही नहीं, चेंज होता रहता. Please remember, in the gross, modifications are faster and quicker. That which will not give us satisfaction. We want it to be the same. It can't be. Subtler than the subtlest is the same. Paramatma. So he is stable. So recognizing him. देहोऽहम् इत्येव जडस्य बुद्धिः देहे च जीवे च विदुषस्त्वहं धीः विवेक विज्ञानवतो महात्मनः ब्रह्माहमित्येव धीः. Same thing. All these grass seen seers, the upadis, how much ever tangible they appear, are only projection on the subtlemost Paramatma. One of the tricks we have to learn, which is very difficult, is not valuing the grass as we are valuing it so much. हमको ना ग्रास है तो रियल है, परसिवेबल है तो रियल है. अरे neither real and also it is binding. We are not catching that point. स्थूल बुद्धि हमारा है. स्थूलता सत्य है, सब बुद्धि है. गलत है बात. साइंस तो प्रूव किया ना. All grass comes from the subtle. The ultimate thought it is. Your mountains, your oceans, your earth, all of them are Vijnana Vijrumbitani. The pure, subtlemost conscious Atma, grassified only. Jani, he, please come to know like that. That is why you see the whole cosmos, gross space only. In the infinite space, this solid, let us say, planets or solar systems are occupying very micro space. And that place where these are occupying, the earth, sun, moon, etc., they are nothing but space grossified only. That means the ungrossified space is more than the grossified, this space called as planets or the earths, whatever they are. वो भी उसी चैतन्य के ही अंश है. चैतन्य ही आकाश है, आकाश ही सब है. That vision we have to develop. Vision that subtle is real, not gross. Gross is perceivable, doesn't mean real. And gross faculties only perceiving it. That is why faculties are gross, perceived are gross, involvements are gross, indulgences are gross. In this gross, there is nothing but suffering. We are going through that only. That is why rising above Stula, going to the Sukshma, is a sadhana. Keep in mind. Now, continuation. Vastvasti kim kutrachidadi madhya paryantahinam satataika yachanyatha tvam dvijayati bhumahu na tatthatha tatra kuto hi tattvam. बढ़िया सा thought. First is vastu asti kim kutrachit. Kim vastu asti kutrachit. Which is the object from whatever the corner of the world is there, which you show me, which is Adi Madhya Paryantahinam, which is without modification and remaining Sada Ekarupam in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. Adi Madhyant में बिना परिवर्तन का एक रूप सा, which is the vastu is there in the whole world. किम वस्तु अस्ति कुत्रचित आदि मध्य पर्यंतहीनम. Adi beginning, Madhya central point, Aryanta is destruction. Without Adi Madhyanta. कोई है क्या? Because of that, Satata Eka Rupam. Is there anything which is of the same form every time? Now this subtle, humorous or sarcastic or very subtle, very very subtly to be caught point is Yacha Anyathatvam Vijayati Bhumahu, on that Bhumi, which is becoming Anyatha by itself every moment. Nat tatha, and not itself is able to maintain itself the same. Kuto hi tattvam. अरे how can you call it as tattvam? किसको तुम तत्व कह रहे हो? By the time you call it as tattva, it has changed. कुतः तत्वम यच्च अन्यथात्वम द्विज याति भूमौ. That on the earth which is getting anyathatva every moment. Yatha means as it is. Anyatha means other than as it is. Therefore, na tat tatha. becoming something else, not remaining same. Therefore, how do you call it as tattva? तत्व तो ऑलवेज हमेशा वैसे ही होना चाहिए ना. No, this thought which is highly spiritual, how much it is important even in vyavahara to save our skin with this acceptance of the fact that no thing, no being, and their entire personality of Sharira, Prana, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi can remain stable even for a moment. Then how can you trust it? This is very highest thought. Huh? And we should tell the people also, Bhaiya, don't trust me. Why? My own Sharira, Prana, Mana, Buddhi are changing continuously. Trust only one thing in me, that is the Paramatma in me, and that Paramatma is there in you also already. अब उसको पकड़ो. Because I can't trust myself. Because my upadhis, they are a part of total, part of my own prarabdha, which of both of them are not seen known to me. Which will express through me, I don't know. Therefore, if it is good, you make use of it for your evolution. But don't trust me, my upadhi, because they can change anytime. है ना. जैसे आज प्रेम किया, कल डांटा. कल आप तो प्रेम कर रहे थे, हम डांटे हैं. प्रेम का फायदा उठाओ, डांट का फायदा है तो उठाओ. बट डोंट ट्रस्ट कि मैं हमेशा प्रेम ही करता हूँ. आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज इट इज चेंजिंग. नो, such a simple but powerful knowledge and useful knowledge it is. जो हर पल बदलता हुआ यथातथ नहीं है. हाउ कैन यू कॉल इट इज तत्व? यच्च अन्यथा त्वं द्विज याति भूमौ न तत्तथा तत्र कुतो ही तत्वम. काय क्या बात कर रहे तुम? हाउ डू कॉल इट एज तत्व? तत्व मीन्स दैटनेस. Oh, it is not that at any moment it's going on changing. Like the wave. Which wave we are talking about real? By the time you look at it, already changed. Which person you are saying? He is already changed by that time. This is the point. And to explain it, see the example is Mahi Ghatatvam Ghatatak Kapalika Kapalika Churna Rajastatono Janaihi Swakarma Stimitatma Nishchayehi Alakshate Bruhi Kimatra Vastu. Mahi, the earth, Ghatatvam, it is made into the pot, appearing as pot. Ghatatha Kapalika, when the pot breaks, जो उसके टुकड़े होते हैं ना उसको कपालिका कहते हैं. सेम थिंग, हेड का भी जब टूट जाता है उसको कपाला माला. कपाला मतलब ए ब्रोकन पीस ऑफ एनीथिंग. So a pot's broken piece is kapalika. Human being body's broken piece also kapala. Kapala is a Sanskrit shabda. Not only kapala means fear. कांच का टुकड़े टूट गए, कांच टूट गया टुकड़े होगा. It's also kapala. So first Mahi became Ghata. Mahi is the earth. Became Ghata the pot. Ghatatah kapalika. Pot cannot be all the time. Break ही हो जाएगा एक दिन. It has become kapalika. Those shells, those whatever the pieces of the pot. Now kapalika churna rajaha. From the kapalika, it's powder. वो हो जाएगा. कोई करे तो तुरंत होएगा, नहीं तो in course of time because of nature erosion it will happen. Then from tataha anuhu. Then where that goes into the churna, it only becomes the anu, which is the mahi. And be attentive. It is in the process of happening only. Only after fully happening you see. But the process is going on. Like when the fruit has fully grown in the mango, we see. That is our limitation. But that growing of the mango is a continuous process. The child is born. After birth, you see, but from the conception onwards, the process is continuous. Here also, घड़ा टूटकर कपालिका बनता है. कपालिका बनने के बाद उससे टूटा, बट घड़ा टूट रहा है. इट्स इन द प्रोसेस. It is getting the influence of the outer atmosphere. Slowly it is getting modified, like a building खड़ा ही है. ये 200 साल के बाद गिरेगा, 300 साल, 500 साल, but for that it already started getting affected. This is subtlety, like the body. One may be young 5 साल, he may according to Jyotisha live 105 साल, but that 105 साल का मरेगा ना, that already started in him. Process continues. Enter the bhumi also. From the day it is formed, it is already in the process of disintegration or dissolution. Maybe some lakhs of years के बाद होता होगा, but that's different. But the process is on. In the same way, nothing is stable. Mahi became Ghata, Ghata became Kapalika, Kapalika became Churna, Churna became the Anu. Now we see as a very important. Janaihi, by ordinary people, you and I, Swakarma Stimita Atma Nishchayahi. Swakarma Stimita Atma Nishchaya. They have Atma Nishchaya. And because of that, they are Stimita. They have their own inner convictions. Because of that, they are stable. In what? Swakarma. Mean those who are in the life of vasanas, desires, kamanas and bhoga. इनमें फंसे हैं वो लोग. To those people, the unreality of these unreal things, the reality of the reality, do you think they'll be able to catch? आलक्ष्यते ब्रूहि किमत्र वस्तु, इस हैपनिंग की वास्तवता क्या वो पकड़ पाएंगे? दे आर वेरी बिजी इन देयर ओन स्वकर्म स्थिमित आत्मनिश्चय. दे हैव मेड सम निश्चयास ऑफ ये पाना है वो पाना है, उसमें वो स्थिमित हो गए, स्थिमित में सेटल्ड, एंड दे आर बिजी इन दैट. How do they see the vastu in this? The vastu in this means the vastavikata of the avastavatva of everything. And then they cannot see the avastavata in the vastava, in the avastava. Then how can they see the vastu of the vastu? The reality of the reality. The unreality of the unreal, if he doesn't see and reject it, one cannot see the reality of the reality. People are so busy in it. Up to Anu it is said. बियॉन्ड अणु द शक्ति परमाणु, उसके पीछे कौन है? शुद्ध चैतन्य ही है. सो चैतन्य परमात्मा ही शक्ति बनकर, शक्ति ओनली परमाणु, परमाणु ओनली बिकेम अणुस, पुट टुगेदर हैज बिकम मही, मही ओनली द घड़ा, घड़ा अलोन इज द कपालिका, कपालिका इज चूर्णम, चूर्णम इज अणु, अणु इज परमाणु. From where all of them have come, beyond the Paramanu Wala, the pure consciousness. That is the topic. The topic is what? Everything is Kevala Vignapti Atma. Whether it's Bhumi, Samudra, Pahad, all of that, Vijani hi Vijnana Vijurmitani. Uska continuation hai shlok. Vastu Astikyam. For that, the logic given is, वो वस्तु अपने आप ही यथातथ नहीं रहता, then how can there be vastavata in it? And to prove that, the example of from the Paramanu up to the Mahi, all of them are continuously changing, no? So they are all projected on Shuddha Jnapti Swarupa, Atma Chaitanya. There is very subtle. It is very much there in and through the Anusthiti, Paramanusthiti, Anusthiti, Mahi Sthiti, Ghata Sthiti, Kapalika Sthiti. Churna sthiti, rajasthiti. In all these modifications, in and through, what is there is the pure conscious self. We are using the Indriya Upadhi to the Indriyas, these projected things only seen. If you go beyond the Indriyas and Upadhi and look from the Jnana Upadhi, Shuddha Jnana Upadhi, then you see nothing but consciousness everywhere. Like for the eyes, sightless इसको दीवार ही दिखेगा wall, but with his Jnana Upadhi, when he sees, he understands them to be the atoms. Eyes are seeing the wall, but the intellectual eye is seeing the atoms there. The atoms cannot be seen by the naked eye, but doesn't mean they are not real. In fact, they are real, and the naked eye seen wall is not real. Wall is a built up only. Wall is a projection only on the atoms. Can we understand this logic? हमको क्या है जो इंद्रियों से दिख रहा है वो सत्य है. वेदांत क्या कहते हैं जो इंद्रियों से दिख रहा है वही असत्य है. That's for what we have studied in Yoga Darshanam. Because the yogi has reached to the antakarana level, samahita sthiti, sayama. Therefore, the walls doesn't stop his movement. He just becomes subtler than the wall and pierces through the wall, goes the other side, and again gets manifested. All those siddhis which we very precisely we have seen. But how is he able to do? Because he has identified with the subtle thing, expressing as gross as and when required. Like an Narada Rishi. He is in the subtlest experience. Can get any gross form depending on requirement. Therefore उधर इधर प्रकट हो जाते हैं, बात करते हैं, फिर अंतर्धान हो गए नारद जी कहते हैं. We have already seen Antardhanam Siddhi. And he will go where he has to manifest. Grossly. Otherwise, he will be in the unmanifest subtle form. Yogi hai. So example, Mahi, Ghata, Kapalika, Churna and Dhuli or Anu. Okay. Swakarma sthimita atmanishchayehi janaihi kimatra vastu alakshate. Bruhi. We are not knowing the vastavikata of the vastava vastu. We are not knowing the avastavikata of the avastava vastu. We are considering it as vastava. What is a very subtle thing that is said in the Purana is when you are so busy in your own vasana, kamana, karma, karmaphala chakra, where is your mind stable? Where your intellect is subtle? To catch this subtle knowledge. It is for us only. जो इस दुनियादारी में संसार में बिजी है, where is the time and mind and intellect for you to come and attend Upanishad class, to come and attend the Yoga Vasishta class? You are busy. And those who are attending class, beyond the class, busy in so many things, where is the chance or time or attention for the contemplation or vicharana? Those are doing vicharana, again busy in this or that. There's no time for meditation. You are busy in this and that. अर्थ क्या हुआ फिर वो सब छोड़ इसमें दिमाग लगा देन यू विल नो एवरीथिंग इज विज्ञप्ति मात्र स्वरूप डन देन तस्मात् न विज्ञानमृते स्ति किंचित् क्वचित् कदाचित् द्विजवस्तु जातम् विज्ञानमेकं निज कर्म भेद विभिन्न चित्रैर्बहुधाप्युपेतम्. This is the ultimate knowledge. This is what thoroughly explained again by Dattatreya Bhagavan to Parshuram ji in our evening great text of Tripura Rahasya, which we are only chanting. ये सारे रहस्य उसमें because of each individual's ajnana and chittopyogita and upadupyogita. One Shuddha Gnapti Swarupa Paramatma alone is seen in the form of the variety of the world of gross, subtle, causal, individual, total. That's the meaning. The fact is what? Tasmat na vijnanam rute astit kinchit kvachit kadachit. किंचित कुछ भी, क्वचित भी किसी कारण से, कदाचित भी कभी भी, कुछ भी चीज कभी भी चीज किसी कारण से भी शुद्ध विज्ञान के अलावा कोई है ही नहीं. The same thing is sarvam brahmaiva, sarvam atmaiva. Same thing is Ramaya Samajajani. Common sense it. How can the Rama be in entire Jagat? Rama to Treta Yug mein aake chala gaya. So when somebody like Tulsidas says, the whole Jagat I have seen as Rama, means the Rama ke andar ka tattva. Because Avatara Rama and Avatara Krishna are also Deshakala Parimita. Avatara Rama Krishna. But Tattva Rama, Tattva Krishna, they are Sarvada, Sarvakala, Sarvadesh. So सब जगह में वो सियाराम को देखते हैं, not the Sitaram. And through Upasana you can see him manifested. But that is only the Upasana Kala. Upasana ka Phala ka Anugraha Kala. Like Arjuna did Upasana to Krishna and asked to show the Vishnu. और जब अर्जुन ने मांगा तब तक ही भगवान ने दर्शन दिया. हमेशा नहीं आज बन गया मैं विश्व रूप में रहता हूँ. He said, Arjuna only said, very terrible, please withdraw, sir, be normal. तेनैव रूपेण चतुर्भुजेन सहस्रबाहो भव विश्वमूर्ति. So today's thought mainly is what? Entire so-called outer grosser world, inner subtle world is nothing but the manipulation on the pure conscious Paramatma in our deep ignorance and vasanas and desires and the vyapara of our upadhis. So we have to reach to everything is Shuddha Satchidananda Brahma Sthiti. अब पकड़ो इस बात को, contemplate करें, ideas will come. We will see further some more beautiful shlokas. Then Bhuvanashri Prasanga also talks about that one. Very, very informative thoughts, all this. Om, 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 Om. Tomorrow, that Shuddha Ekamevadvya Paramatma's meditational definitions, indicative definitions, 10 to 11, which are very famous, which are given in all Upanishads, are given to us here in this Purana. आनंद होगा उसका भी पढ़ने में. Let us see it. Thank you. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परम ऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु.